Hello everyone. We are discussing value-added codes, constitutional values in Indian Constitution. We'll be discussing Unit 3rd of the syllabus, which talks about the constitutional governments in India. In India, constitutional governance refers to a structural system in which the distribution of government powers and responsibilities outlined by the Constitution. This system sets the framework within which the government operates and interacts with citizens, defining power for accountability. One of the primary purposes of defining government powers in the Constitution is to establish a clear framework of accountability. This prevents the concentration of power in a single entity and ensures that no branch of government becomes unchecked. Transparency and citizen rights. The powers of ensures a very good transparency in the government actions and decisions, and citizen can hold their elective representative accountable for their actions, promoting a responsible governance system. Role of legal values. Central to this constitutional governments are legal values that uphold democratic principles. These values provide a moral and ethical foundation of the government's action, ensuring the policies and decisions align with the principle of justice, fairness and equality. Representation objective. The primary goal of this presentation is to delve into these legal values that serve as a bedrock of India's democratic framework. Legal values. What is a legal value? The freedom, defining freedom. Freedom encompasses the absence of coercion and the ability to exercise one's right without hindrance. And democratic context, freedom involves the rights of expression, opinion, thoughts and ideas freely. So it's in Indian Constitution, it guarantees the fundamental freedom to citizen through the articles such as Article 19, which enshrines the freedom of speech and expression. Role in democracy. Freedom plays a very crucial role in democratic society by fostering open dialogues, informed decision making and government accountability. The freedom to express diverse perspectives allow for the exchange of ideas necessary for a vibrant democracies. Challenges. However, challenges such as hate speech and misinformation can compromise the responsible exercise of freedom. Balancing individual right with societal harmony becomes imperative. Preserving freedom. Safeguarding freedom is a collective responsibility of us to ensure a democratic environment that encourages the constructive discourse of respective individual rights. Legal value. Equality. Equality refers to the fair treatment of individuals regardless of their background, characteristics or circumstances. In Indian Constitution, it is given in the Article 14, which talks about the individual rights, equality before the law. In the democracy, everybody has an equal access to the rights, resources and opportunity, and it prevents the marginalization of vulnerable groups and promotes social cohesiveness. Challenges we face are discrimination poses of a significant challenge, just like economic disparity, ensuring equal representation in institutions are ongoing struggles. Preserve equality. Upholding equality requires proactive policies and action that dismantle barriers, promote inclusiveness, create an environment where every citizen's dignity is respected. So, legal value. Separation of powers. We have discussed separation of power in the Unit 2 as well, but here we will be talking of the principle of separation of power, which talks about the three branches which are legislative, executive and judiciary. Each branch has their own responsibility, preventing every single entity checked. And Indian context enforce separation of power to maintain a system of checks and balance and preventing the concentration of authority. What is importance in democracy? It ensures that no single branch becomes too dominant, minimizing the risk of tyranny and abuse authority. What is the role of independent judiciary? Its role is to interpret the laws, mediating disputes, impartiality, thereby upholding the integrity of the democratic process. Of course, we face challenges while balancing the legal value of separation of powers. Power struggle can be challenging. Collaborative efforts are essential for the effective governance, of course, and preserving balance. We uphold the separation of power, demand ongoing vigilance and respect of the distinct role of each branch, allowing for a harmonious and effective government. Rule of law. We have discussed about the rule of law in the second unit as well, which subject to the law. It ensures the fairness and consistency of treating everybody equally under the law, under any circumstances and under the established legal principles. Equality and predictability is there. It prevents arbitrary decisions. It promotes equality and predictability in society, limiting arbitration action, prevention of use of power, outlining the clear rules that govern individual must follow. Checks on authority. Rule of law acts as a check of authority, of course, which prevents unchecked power, ensuring actions align with established laws. Rule of law, role in democracy. It adheres to justice and fairness and safeguarding citizens' rights. Judiciary role. It is helps in interpreting the laws, resolve disputes, and ensuring compliance with legal norms. And this maintains the credibility of legal system. Challenges are corruption and unequal access to the justice, and it is one of the very crucial for maintaining a just society. Sustaining the rule of law requires collective commitment, due process and fairness to maintain equitable society. Safeguarding legal values. Mechanism for safeguarding values. Various mechanisms and institutions are placed in protection for legal values in India's democratic framework, and role of the judiciary is one of the critical component for the mechanism. Plays a central role in upholding citizen rights, ensuring the constitutionality of laws, resolving disputes. Its independence and impartiality are essential for maintaining the balance of power and safeguarding legal values. Institution for protection. What are the institutions? NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, monitor human right violation, while the Election Commission of India, ECI, ensure the free and fair election, upholding democratic values. Civil society and media, that plays a very severe role. They are watchdogs, holding authority accountable and raising questions about the legal value violations. Collective responsible. Of course, it's a collective responsible for safeguarding the legal values or constitutional values of our country, which includes all the citizens, institutions and the government, to ensure the endurance of just and democratic society. Challenges and future prospects. Legal values, of course, face various challenges in Indian dynamic democratic landscape. Misinformation and polarization, economic disparities, ensuring effective implementation, and hope for the challenges. Conclusion. Upholding democratic principles, freedom, equality, separation of power and rule of law are integral to India's democratic government, shaping its essence and guiding actions. It should be a collective responsible for upholding and sharing the duty of preservance of our democratic framework to combinedly promising future and commitment to, despite of challenges, to look forward towards the future and have reforms and just application. Indian democracy would be flourishing. And sustaining values. By valuing the legal principles, India can advance as an inclusive, just and harmonious society. Through united efforts, the flame of democracy burns brighter. Thank you.